What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Knicks versus Magic post-game show. I am your host, Troy, and you could be on any stream right now, but you chose to be here with me, and I really do appreciate that. Shout out to the chat gang. Shout out to Knicks Nation. I see you guys. We're going to get to your comments and your take about tonight's game in just a few minutes, I promise you. But before we get started with today's show, guys, you know I have to say it. We are, I believe, almost 50 subscribers away from reaching our goal of 20,000 subscribers. By the way, once we reach that goal, we will be doing a live stream Q&A, taking all of your questions. It could be about the Knicks. It could be about anything. But we're so close to that goal. If you want to help us reach that goal, it's very simple. All you have to do, especially if you enjoy daily Knicks content like this, is just hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. But let's get to tonight's game. Before the game even started, it was being built as the best offensive team in the Knicks versus the best defensive team in the Orlando Magic. This was a game that you could not sleep on. You had to get up for this game because Orlando is legit. Even without their best player in Paolo Banchero, they are 12-1 in their last games. That's how good they've been. They've not been winning because of their offense. It's because of their defense. They beat teams into submission, and they also attack aggressively. But what did the Knicks do tonight? How did they beat the Magic? They moved the ball, they moved themselves, and they also played selflessly. They made sure everybody was touching the ball. They were playing free-flowing offense, no isolation offense. Everybody was touching the ball, and everybody was aggressive. In that first half, all of our starters, I believe, except one starter, I think that starter was Jalen Brunson. Imagine Jalen Brunson not having double digits at the half. But either way, at halftime, the Knicks were leading by 20, and each starter had double digits. That's what you're talking about. That's how you're going to beat the Orlando Magic and dominate a good team. If the Denver Nuggets was a quality win, this Orlando Magic game was another quality win. Not only did we advance in the NBA Cup, and we're going to get to that, but we beat the Orlando Magic, a dominant team in the Eastern Conference, and we did it based on our offense, but also our defense as well, too. We locked them down, we prevented them from shooting inside the paint a lot, and we made them shoot three-pointers. And they're the worst three-pointing team in the league. In terms of shooting that three-point shot, they're one of the worst teams in the league. We let them do that, and they shot themselves out of the game. We're going to break down exactly what the Knicks did, how they beat the Orlando Magic down, how they destroyed them, and what they did so well as a team. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks advance in the NBA Cup. They destroy the best defensive team in the NBA. Let me repeat that for you one time in case you didn't hear it. The best offensive team in the league faced the best defensive team in the league in the Orlando Magic. This game was supposed to be extremely difficult for New York. We were supposed to be tested. We were supposed to be pushed. This game was supposed to bring out the true colors, the best out of the Knicks. And what did we get tonight? The best version of the Knicks that we've seen all season long. The offense you wanted, it was there. Three-pointers, we were dominating them at three-pointers. We were attacking inside, getting to the line. Can we talk about that? Free throws for this team have not come easy. Each and every game, throughout the games we even won, we were not getting to the line that often. This game, we got to the line, and we did so aggressively. We were attacking each and every time. It wasn't only Jalen. It wasn't only Karl-Anthony Towns. Go back to that third quarter. Who was attacking a lot? Deuce McBride, and oh yeah, the guy that got a triple-double tonight, Josh Hart. At one point in that game, it was Josh Hart versus the Orlando Magic, and they had no answer. Fast break Coast to coast, he was doing all of it. They could not stop him. And when they did, they would foul him and send him to the line. The best defense today got exposed by the best offense, because even though defense wins you championships, you need to be able to shoot. You need to be able to have some type of offense. As good as Orlando is, and they're very good, they're young, but they're good. They're great on defense. They're bought in, and their coach has coached them to be a very good team. But even though they're good on defense, you need to do a little bit more. You need to be good on offense as well, too. And as good as they were playing defense, and in that first half, I felt like they were playing very good defense. They just could not make a bucket. As good as the Knicks were defending them inside the paint, making sure they were blocking shots. Credit to Karl-Anthony Towns. Credit to OG Anunoby, especially in that second quarter where the defense for the Knicks turned all the way up. Let me give you a quarter breakdown in terms of the points, guys. First quarter, 36 points scored. Second quarter, 35 points scored. Third quarter, 35 points scored. I'm not sure exactly what the point total was for the fourth quarter. We can kind of eliminate that because the Knicks were leading by so much that they took their foot off the gas just a little bit, and they made the Magic get into the game a little bit more, made it a closer game than it actually was. But we got to remember, the Knicks in the third quarter were up by as much as 37 points. On who? The best defensive team in the NBA? That was the best defensive team in the NBA? The Knicks dropped 121 points on them. 121 points we dropped on the best defensive team in the NBA. You're going to have to show me a little bit more, Orlando. Now, I know every single night a team can get beaten. Just because we beat Orlando tonight doesn't make them a bad team. We made them look like a bad team. Let me give that to you again for the people in the back who didn't hear me. This game looked easy, right? We dominated them, right? We made them look like a bad team. But newsflash, they're not. They had a 6-game win streak heading into this game. They won 12 out of their last 13 games headed into this game. They were dominant headed into this game. The Knicks made them look like a little boy in the Eastern Conference. Made them look their age in the Eastern Conference. They're one of the youngest teams, right? Tonight, we exposed them as to why. Great defense, can't shoot at all. As good as the Knicks defense was inside, our perimeter defense wasn't that good. We were allowing a lot of shots from Orlando. They were open. They couldn't hit anything. Besides the first 3-pointers they hit in the first quarter, I think they missed 17 straight. 17 straight 3-pointers. They couldn't do anything. Some of that was because they couldn't hit anything, no confidence. Other cases is because the Knicks were closing out well and they were playing good defense. A little bit more on that in a second, but we have to talk about some of the heroes tonight, some of the Knicks that help us get this job done and turn this game around. Not saying we had to turn it around because the Knicks were leading by 9 after the first quarter. And then after that second quarter, 20-point lead going into the half. We weren't scrambling, but against a young and hungry Orlando Magic team, you have to keep your foot on their neck because if you don't, they're going to come back. We didn't give them an opportunity. We continued to pour it on and had our biggest lead in the third quarter. And credit to who? To a lot of players, but one guy in particular, Karl-Anthony Towns. Guys, I'm going to get some water because I've been screaming so much in my apartment. I need to quench my thirst here. I'm going to lose my voice on the stream. Give me 1 second here. All right, back again. So with Karl-Anthony Towns tonight, as you can see here with his stat line, 23 points, 15 rebounds, 2 blocks, 8 of 18 from the field, and he helped the Knicks advance in the NBA Cup. We are now headed to the quarterfinals. We will be taking on the Atlanta Hawks, and guess what? We'll be doing that at MSG. We're going to beat the Hawks. We're going to dominate the Hawks, and we're going to move on again. We're going to go to Vegas, and likely we could win it all. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. If you guys have questions about that, keep them in the chat. I promise you we'll get to that. But as you just saw, Karl-Anthony Towns was dominant. Faked the three, and then he drove. And by the way, that's his best move. If you want to know what Karl-Anthony Towns' best move is, it's that exact move. Fake the three, and then drive. The main reason why is that first step. Towns is not the fastest player in the league, but when he fakes you out, he gets that first step above you. Once he does that, he is gone. You can try to get him, and they did, but guess what happens when you do that? You touch him up, you foul him, and he goes to the line. Exactly what he wanted to do. If he throws some more fakes into his game, he can easily average 30 points for this Knicks team because he would be open, he would get to the line, he would do whatever he wanted to do. We got a little bit of an example of that tonight as he was picking apart the Orlando Magic. It didn't matter who they had on him, by the way. They were switching on him. They were trying to do different things against Cat. But here's the thing. Orlando doesn't have anybody to guard Karl-Anthony Towns. Nobody really can. Given the way he can shoot, the way he can drive, the way he can get to the line, shoot free throws, what's his weakness on offense? Maybe you can attack him inside on defense, and they were trying to do that. But you can't hurt him on offense. He's going to hurt you. And that's what he did. It's so crazy to say that Karl-Anthony Towns had a quiet 23 and 15. A quiet 23 and 15 for Towns. It just doesn't even seem, it seems impossible to even think about that. But that's what happened because it wasn't only the Karl-Anthony Towns show. Matter of fact, it wasn't only the Jalen Brunson or Josh Hart show. And these guys put in the work as well. Look at these guys. Look what they did. Jalen Brunson, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Now, before you kill him on the playmaking, he didn't have to do the playmaking tonight. You want to know why? His wingman, his partner, his podcast partner in Josh Hart, he gave you 10 assists. He gave you 14 rebounds. He gave you 11 points. And he was attacking the Orlando Magic like nobody's business in that third quarter. Nobody could stop him. Nobody they put on Josh Hart could do anything. And they tried to switch him up with size, with different switch-ups in terms of different players on him. They tried to throw double teams at him. It didn't matter. And every time they try to make it more difficult, what did he do? Find Mikal Bridges in the wing, find the cutting Jalen Brunson, a cutting OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns cutting to the rim or getting contact or open for a three. This team, the way we won tonight was a complete team victory. That's how we won tonight. We don't beat the Magic if we play isolation basketball. If we're not moving the ball, moving ourselves, playing elite defense, especially in that second quarter. And I got to say it. I'm going to say it now because nobody's going to give him credit for it because I guarantee nobody was watching, not closely enough to give him credit, but I was. Karl-Anthony Towns, that second quarter. Matter of fact, I'll give him the first half. That first half, in terms of defense from Towns, the best defense I've seen him play all season long. He was attacking the defenders, making them very, very hesitant to shoot any shots, blocking their shots. You know what happens when you block somebody's shot? And this is going for anybody who plays basketball. When that happens to you multiple times, when you drive again, mentally, there's a problem. You can't drive the same way because now you're fearful that your shot's going to be blocked again. Towns put the fear in the Orlando Magic. He put the fear in Franz Wagner. Now listen, Franz was doing what he wanted to do. He was the one bright spot for the Magic, but you can't win this game by playing one-on-one and certainly not by one player taking over. It's a team game after all. And if you're not together, you're going to lose. The Knicks don't need to know about that, though, because we were together. We were doing everything as a team. Team victory. This one goes on the shelf. If you want to build and win and go on a win streak, this is the game to do it on. We just beat a very good Orlando Magic team. Did you guys notice what our schedule looks like in December? For the rest of December, I'm talking about. The rest of December, our schedule is a joke. We are better than every team we're playing in December. That means if we use this game as a sticking point in our season to motivate us to win more games, we could easily go off and win maybe 10 games straight, 11 games straight. That's what our schedule is giving to us right now. And with this win against the Orlando Magic, anything is possible. Trust and believe. The Knicks are going to go on a run, a long run. We're going to win multiple games. You heard it here first. If we start doing it, make sure you come back to this video and you give it a little bit of credit. Let's take a look at some other Knicks players and what they were doing on the court as well. After this slide, we're going to go straight to the live chat. So please, guys, get your comments ready. As you can see here, Mikal Bridges, 36 minutes, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 19 points. Mikal Bridges, even though he was not doing the same type of things he was doing last game against the Pelicans, he didn't have the same type of impact. I still thought he had the confidence. He was still playing very good defense, and he was shooting when he was open. You can't really ask for anything else. I don't want him forcing his offensive game. If he's going to force it, he's likely going to miss. When he was open in the mid-range tonight, almost automatic each and every time he caught it. If that's the Mikal Bridges I'm going to get, and he's going to give us that defense, I don't have a problem with Mikal. Mikal, keep on doing your thing. It works for us. It absolutely does. OG Anunoby tonight, 4 of 7 from 3. He played 32 minutes, 7 of 10 from the field. A lot of you guys were telling me OG wasn't back. Oh, it was a fluke. He can't shoot threes like that. Are you saying anything now? Don't really hear anything, but I'm seeing 4 of 7 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 18 points. That right there is what you call contributions. He doesn't care how many points he scores. He just wants to have an impact. He's always active, always moving, always in the passing lane. OG Anunoby is one of the main reasons we win every game. Any game we win, he has a hand in that. He's a main reason for that. He gives us defense like nobody else on the team. Best two-way player on the roster, and it's not even close. Not even close by a mile. Let's keep it going. We went over Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart. I want to go over to the bench a little bit here, specifically Miles McBride. Deuce was incredible, guys. 26 minutes, 5 of 11 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and he had 18 points. Deuce McBride, Deuce was loose every time he caught the ball. I don't know if you guys would agree with me. Did you guys not believe it was going in? Did you guys not think in your head, oh yeah, that ball is going in? Because of the way he practices, the way he shoots, every time he catches it, I think it's automatic. And 5 of 7 from 3? 5 of 7 from 3 against an Orlando Magic team that was playing him hard, aggressive, and they didn't really stop playing defense until the third quarter, until the Knicks were really dominating them. But for the most part, for that entire game, the Orlando Magic was playing good defense. You couldn't really see it because the Knicks knew the game plan going in. If they're going to play aggressive defense against us, then the only way we beat that is by moving ourselves and moving the ball. From the first quarter, that's all they did. Jalen to Mikal to OG, splash. Jalen to a pick and roll cutting Karl-Anthony Towns. Boom, dunk, boom, contact to the line. That's what they were doing. If Orlando was allowing it, they took it. Did they force anything? Not really. Unless you're talking about when they were aggressive inside, but that's not forcing anything. That's recognizing a lane exists and attacking it. Jalen did it all night long. Third quarter, Jalen scored 10 points to start off the third quarter. He had 8 points in the first half. Jalen can do it whenever he wants. That's why I don't care what Jalen Brunson does. I don't care how many points he gets. I don't care what he scores. He could have 1 point in the first half. I wouldn't care. I'm never, ever worried about Jalen Brunson, about the captain, because he's going to do what we need him to do to allow us to win. And that's all I need him to do. Jalen, impressive. Towns, impressive. Hart, impressive. This win, impressive. If you didn't want to count the Pelicans win, okay, fine. It was the Pelicans. They're a bad team. Is Orlando? Is Orlando a bad team? Do they not have the best defense in the league? Oh, they do. quality win. Quality win against a quality team. You put it up there with the Denver Nuggets win. This win tonight, the way it was built, the way the Knicks were getting exposed at times with their defense, we needed this game more than anything. We needed this game on national TV to make a statement. What did we do? We blew out the best defensive team in the league on national TV, and now inside the NBA has nothing else to say, do they? All they can do is smile, laugh, and acknowledge what the Knicks are. A legitimate contender in this league. You do that to the Magic, that's what you are. Give us some respect. The Knicks are coming. And come January, look at the Eastern Conference standings again, because I can guarantee you one thing. The Knicks are going to be the number 1 seed. Quote me on that. But let's go to the chat, gang. Let's see what you guys have to say about the game, because clearly you can see for me, I am hype. I'm losing my mind. So before we go to the rest of the game, the shot chart, the team stats, let's hear your comments. I'm going to the chat gang here. Excuse me. Get this chat gang up here. Where are you at, chat gang? There you go. There we go. Okay. David said, Troy, I love the way Cat played tonight. His offense rebounding again. Great for double-double. And he looked better defensively tonight. Thoughts on Anunoby? Looked like prime Kawhi and Hart tonight. Listen, man, OG Anunoby for me, every game I see him, he starts to have an impact in a way I never thought he could have an impact. Sometimes his playmaking catches me off guard. You guys don't notice what he's doing sometimes? Breaking down the defense inside and then passing the ball, or other times, his patience. Tonight, his patience. He let his defender blow by him, goes up for the shot, goes up and gets contact, goes up and makes sure he makes the right play. That's what OG Anunoby has been doing all season long, but he put it on full blast tonight against the Magic. The Magic were supposed to lock him down inside, but that defense got exposed, right? Because once they scramble, anybody's vulnerable. And what are the Knicks great at? Making teams scramble. Because with us, offense comes from everywhere. I told you guys, right? How many Knicks were in double figures during this first half? It was every player except our superstar in Jalen Brunson. You know it's going to be a good night when that's happening for Jalen and this Knicks team. And we saw it at the top level. You love it, and I thank you so much for your comment, David. Carl says, Boston fans were praying we beat the Magic by 40. We would have faced them in the quarterfinals if that happened. But the Knicks said, hell nah, F Boston. I don't think they cared. You know why? Bye-bye, Boston. We don't care about you right now. We're dealing with our own stuff right now. This team, every game we play, we get better as a team. We look better as a team. Our defense tonight, the offense is what's going to get praised. I know it is, and of course, it should get praised. I mean, when you do this to the Magic, when you drop 121 points on the Orlando Magic, you clinch and you go to the the NBA Cup quarterfinals, you get to play the Atlanta Hawks. Of course, anybody's going to be happy about that. You're going to want to brag about that. But the way we did it, the way we won, how we blew them out in dominant fashion, we were up as much as 37 points. That's what you feel good about. This is a win you can build a win streak off. That's what I love about it. Yuri says, Troy, you aren't going to tell me Cat had mad era tonight. The man wasn't getting his foul calls. Legit hit a fadeaway and clap back at Wagner, bro. Oh, my goodness. Talk about Karl-Anthony Towns. We all saw the clap, right? We all saw the clap, right? That attitude from Towns, the attitude that we're seeing from Towns, that's New York right there. That's that New York in him. We're not going to play that. You're not going to clap in my face. That wasn't even a great play, mind you. I'm still going to score on you. And all night long, that's exactly what Towns did. He thought that he created a problem. No, you created a monster. Why would you do that to Towns? Why would you even try to get him like that, all riled up? What do you think he's going to do? You think he's not going to want to respond? We're at home. Yeah, but I agree with you, Yuri. He had a lot of aura tonight. He was oozing it, especially that one move. He didn't get the foul call, right? Bounced back into his defender and still hit the fadeaway. What a move. My goodness. What a great performance from Karl-Anthony Towns, from Jalen, from Hart. I thought everybody on the Knicks tonight had a great performance. So shout out to the team because, again, we can call out, yeah, Hart, Cat, Jalen. We got to talk about the team. Team assist, team defense, team rebounding. We beat them down as a team. And if we go to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's because we got there as a team. Got to keep that in mind. E. Gibson says, I do see us going on a win streak here with our upcoming schedule, and we are playing unselfish team ball. We really are. And that's the key to winning right now. We're moving the ball and moving ourselves. That's how we're winning. Love to see it. Carl Knight says, they were calling Cat soft once the Knicks got him. Software. You know what? I think coaching matters a lot, right? Because I think the soft narrative comes from when you don't want to take contact inside. And notoriously, with Karl-Anthony Towns, there have been cases where they say he's soft because he hasn't taken contact inside or he avoids contact inside. We don't know how much of that was run by the coach, though, because clearly under Tom Thibodeau, he's taking contact. He's driving inside. He's scoring inside. He's getting his rebounds. He's doing everything that you want to see him do. So I think the soft narrative comes from the fact that people want to call it that when you don't see somebody doing something. But once you see them doing it, you can't really say it anymore. It doesn't have anything. You can't apply it to anything. That's why they can't say it anymore. How can you say it when a lot of his points come off of drives now? He's not even shooting the three ball as much anymore. He is driving and attacking inside. That's something I never thought I would expect out of Towns for this season. I thought he would have settled a lot for the three, especially early on, but he did not do that. And I think that's a testament to Tom Thibodeau, because Tom Thibodeau's probably the one telling him, you don't have to settle for those threes. You're a big man. Nobody on the floor can guard you. Use your body in attack. And he's been doing that basically for the last 10, 15 games, I feel like. He hasn't really shot that many threes. Let's see here. Dylan says, hey, Troy, how would you feel if our starting lineup was to be Robinson, Cat, Brunson, Hart, and OG? I think that would be monstrous. I think defensively we would shine. I think Karl-Anthony Towns being the free roamer, he would be able to go anywhere on the court he wanted to go, do anything he wanted to do on offense. But here's the thing. I would want somebody who can switch a little bit better with Karl-Anthony Towns, because I think tonight showed you something. Karl-Anthony Towns is the best offensive center in the game. There's nothing we can say about it, right? No ifs, ands, or buts. This man right here, right now, 23, 15, and 2. This guy, he is, without a doubt, right now, in the entire league, I would say, the best offensive center in the league. Defensively, he's one of the worst. What do you do? How do you fix that? Double, big lineup. I already did a video about this. You guys know I did a video about this already. The double big lineup. You have another defender near him, so he doesn't have all those defensive responsibilities. You clean it up. That's how you do it. But you do it with somebody who can switch a little bit better with him. Towns plays the 5 on offense and the 4 on defense. If that happens, I think you get a better version of this team. We're going to have to wait and see, but very good question there. The Meow of Wisdom says, Troy, just wanted to ask this as a mental type of question. We know that Thibs plays the starters 30-plus minutes a night, but should we also consider that they want to be in there instead of being forced? I do understand that mindset. Maybe they do want to be in there longer than necessary, but that's still up to the coach. I don't care if you want to be up in there for 35-plus minutes. As the coach, I don't want you in there for 35-plus minutes. I saw this story last year. I know how injuries happen, and I don't want to risk anything. I'm not saying that injuries could happen if you don't play. Even if you play 30 minutes, an injury could happen. I know that. I'm not saying that's not the case. What I am saying is there's no need to take risks when you're up that big. If the game is close, notice when the games are close, I never talk about the minutes. I may mention them, but I usually mention it and I say, but I understand it. We have to win the game, so I get it. But if it's not about winning the game and we already won the game and it's a blowout, you're going to hear me talk about it a lot louder because we don't need to do that. I thought tonight we still didn't need to play them that many minutes, but you know what? We still took them out. I think at the 6-minute mark, everybody was out. We were still being able to play our bench, so something there. And by the way, I think I almost fell asleep in that fourth quarter, man. The amount of challenges and foul calls and reviews, I mean, it was about 2 minutes that took about 5 minutes during that fourth quarter. How long does it take to review something? I was falling asleep on my chair. And the best part about it is we had so much good action before that. You can't do that. You want to know why you're losing ratings? Because you keep stopping the action. You keep stopping the action. And I got to wait 4 minutes to see basketball again. Play basketball. Stop pausing. You know it's a foul. My goodness, man. One more, and then we're going to go to the rest of the show, get to the shot chart, the team assist, and I also want to talk about the clap. Let's go here. David says, David says, tonight the Knicks had a lot of highlights, from OG's Euro step inside the first quarter to Mikal Bridges' buzzer beater off a full court team play, and of course, some solid D. What a Knicks win tonight. Got to agree with that. Marcel says, just wish bench would get more burn in the fourth. I agree with that as well, too. I think that should happen. It will happen, though. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I think it will happen. But that's going to do it for this portion of the chat. Don't worry, guys. If you didn't get your comment read at this point in time, I promise you, like everybody knows, if you joined this post game, you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down the rest of the show, the rest of the stats, everything that we saw, talk about a couple of other key moments, and then we're going to go right back to the chat and get your comments. So don't worry, we're going to get to that. But going back to the game tonight, we reviewed what Karl-Anthony Towns did, what Brunson did, what a lot of players on this team did. But I want to go back and talk about what Karl-Anthony Towns did in terms of his attitude. There's a way to play in New York. Now, listen, if you're a New Yorker and you watch this team for years, you know what that attitude, that hustle, that grit means. I don't got to explain this next part to you. You know what I'm talking about when I'm going to say this next part. There's a way you play in New York. You got to have that little thug in you, you know, a little bit of gangster in you. You know what I'm talking about? When you're inside, you can't take any type of resistance like that, especially from a young team. A guy like Franz Wagner or Mo Wagner, whoever inside the paint, when they're young, they're not as strong as you. They're not as good as you. You need to not only let them know that, but you need to let them feel you as well, too. Let them understand. You think you're going to dominate me? No, no, no. I'm going to dominate you. You're going to clap in my face? You're going to clap at me? I'm going to clap. I'm going to clap at you. I'm going to clap back at you. Don't clap at me. I love that attitude. That's the attitude that I want. That's New York attitude. That's saying I'm not taking it. You're not going to come in my house and make me look like a fool. This is my house. You're a visitor. Act like it. You don't clap in my house. You don't go in my refrigerator and take out a drink without asking. You ask permission first. And if you don't, we're going to take you to the woodshed and we're going to dominate you. And the Knicks, domination. And that's all it took. A little bit of passing, a little bit of attacking, and a lot of defense. And I loved each and every single moment of it. But let's keep it going here. Going to this next part here. I don't know why that happened. Let's fix that. There we go. Going to this next part here. You know we got to go to the team stats. Now, the Magic lost this game for a lot of reasons, guys. Not going to lie to you. Number of reasons why they lost this game. But if I'm trying to be honest here, and oftentimes I do like to be honest, the Knicks lost this game. The reason that the Knicks dominated and destroyed the Magic, and the reason that why the Magic lost this game was because they could not shoot the three. 22% from three. Can you pull that back up? 23. 23.1% from three. Let's go through this again. 43.7% for Orlando from the field. So actually from the field, offensively, they didn't do that bad. It's not the Knicks. It's not 50%, but they're not us. So they can't hope for that. But then the three-point shot, 23.1% for them, 42.9% for New York. Anytime the Knicks are going to shoot like that, whenever we shoot like this, we're moving the ball like we are. We're rebounding the ball like we are. We can't lose. It's very, very difficult for us to lose. Because how do you expect to beat the Knicks when you, first of all, can't outshoot us? We're shooting more threes than you. We're defending. We're out rebounding you. We're getting second chance opportunities. There's really not much you can do. And a lot of your three-point shots are open. You have open three-point shots and you're not making them. You're not even close to making them. They're off. They're barely hitting rims sometimes. No confidence. There's no way. Not only that, you saw here with the turnovers again. Knicks have 19 turnovers, the Magic with 16. With rebounds, the Knicks had 39 and the Magic had 37. Guys, look at the stats. Nearly all of those stats, we're pretty close to them. The only one we're not is the three-point shot. The Magic, one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. Now, some of that defense in terms of the Knicks leaving them open, some of that was missed assignments. We have to acknowledge that. But the other part of that was it's the Magic. And the Magic don't shoot three balls well. So if they're open, maybe you don't have to defend them as hard because it's likely they're going to miss anyways. And a lot of times when the Knicks took that gamble, they took that risk, it actually paid off. It worked out best for them. So we saw that work. We saw that work for them. Let's keep it going here to the more team stats that we have here. Now, I love breaking down the team stats even further because for me, we can't just look at four categories, right? There's just so many other categories that we have to look at, we have to talk about. And for me, the number one things that I look at is the way we move the ball, so team assists, and I look at the fast break points. I also look at the points in the paint. These are the metrics that help me understand how the Knicks defeated the other team. You also see the shot chart here, and in the shot chart, you can see the Orlando Magic in the baby blue and the Knicks in the navy blue here. And as you can see, we see where the Knicks did their damage, where the Magic tried to do their damage, and where it all fell apart. Now, with the team assists, because we're going to break down the team stats first. Team assists for Orlando, they had 20 team assists, and then the Knicks had 30. I mention this every post game. You guys can quote me on it. Longtime listeners, you guys know what I'm going to say already. The Knicks, to win games, they need to pass the ball at least 30 times as a team. That needs to be their average. If they average 30 plus more assists as a team, any given night, they're likely winning that game. And tonight, 30 assists again, the Orlando Magic 20. So Orlando's not making shots, not passing the ball, and they can't stop the Knicks. They cannot stop what the Knicks are doing from the three-point line. How do you win? How do you not get blown out? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing that they could have done. And they tried. Their points came inside the paint mostly. The Magic had 58 paint points to the Knicks 48 paint points. The New York Knicks usually dominate inside the paint. They usually do a lot of damage there. But this game, they did some damage there, but they were still outscored in the paint by the Orlando Magic. So even by that reference point, you could point to that and say Orlando really had a very fair game in terms of where they were against the Knicks. Comparing the team stats, you can see they were close to the Knicks in nearly every category. The only one they were far away in is the one that mattered the most, the three-point shot. How you can nail the three-point shot. They just couldn't do it. And they don't have anybody on their team that can do it. With the Knicks, last year, weren't we really the same? Besides Jalen Brunson and maybe Deuce McBride, Dante, not really a lot of people that we could count on the starting unit that could hit a three. Now, if you look at the starting unit today, every single player on the starting unit can hit a three-point shot. That makes this Knicks team different, our offense different, and the way you defend the Knicks different. There's nothing you can throw at us anymore. You want to play zone? We can shoot out of that. You want to try to trap us inside? We can throw it to the corner, open wing right there, open shot, we convert. No matter what you try to throw in our way now, we have another player that can answer it. We didn't have that last year. We have it this year. That's the main difference. You saw it tonight, and Orlando couldn't do anything about it. Though they tried, the shot clock, the shot chart, you can see it. Look at all of those empty circles. Empty. Nothing there. Look at that. It's insane. All of those threes. They shot 39 threes, and they only made 9 of them. 39 threes. Now listen, we can talk about the fact that the Knicks allowed them to shoot 39 threes. We can really talk about that. But they allowed them to shoot that many threes because they only made 9. We got to understand that as well, too. I'm just saying, the amount of open looks that they had, and they just could not convert on them. It was blowing my mind. It also got me a little bit mad. You guys know how I feel about the defense. I do not like this team not being able to play that level of perimeter defense that I expect from them. Interior defense, a lot better tonight. I didn't complain about that. Even transition defense, a little bit better tonight. Not great, a little bit better. But perimeter defense, my goodness. I don't like open threes. I'm allergic to open threes. When I see it, my eyes hurt. I gotta rub my eyes. I don't like it. So because of that, I gotta call it out. Hopefully the Knicks can get better with that. Maybe when we get more players back in terms of Precious Achiuwa, Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, maybe we'll be better on the perimeter in terms of defending it. But as of right now, we still need a lot of work there. But we're getting better as a team. And that's all I can ask for right now. The chemistry's getting there. And as long as the chemistry continues to evolve, we're going to be that team at the end of the season that we're all waiting to be. That Eastern Conference Finals team. We continue playing like this. That's exactly where we're going to find ourselves, because nobody's going to be able to stop this Knicks team. You can't stop us when we're playing defense like this and offense like this. We shot 50% from the field, 45, or let me just put that back up again. 50% from the field and 42% from 3. If we shoot that percentage from the field and from 3, and we're defending like that, there's nobody in the league that can stop us. It's too difficult. We are shooting too well. This is extremely, you know what? I'm so lost for words, given how good the Knicks offense looks right now. I can't even put it into words how good we look. How good we look on offense, what we're doing, the plays that we're running, how we're getting Karl-Anthony Towns involved, the pick and roll. How much we're seeing it now. How much Jalen is abusing it now with Towns, or faking it and then making a pass inside to a cutter or somebody in the wing. This is the basketball that I wanted to see last year that we're seeing this year. And it's not even the full extent of what it could be yet. This can still get better. We can still get better as a team. The chemistry's going to come. Give the Knicks maybe, 10 more games, along with us getting more players back. The players healthy back. Achiuwa, Shamet, Mitchell Robinson. Once that happens, you're going to see this Knicks team fully unlocked. You haven't seen that yet. You can't see it yet because we haven't run the double big lineup. Once that lineup is run, and Tom Thibodeau sees it and trusts it, that's a lineup that you're going to see moving forward with this team. You're not going to be able to ignore it because the defense you get from it is going to be game-changing. Mark my words on that. But that's going to do it for today's post-game show. I'm going to go right to the chat, go right to your comments, and see exactly what you guys have to say about tonight's game, the team stats, the shot chart, and all those other things as well, too. Maybe you have some other questions about the NBA Cup, the Knicks advancing, what that means for them facing the Atlanta Hawks and things like that. If you have questions like that, now's the time to ask that too. So without further ado, let's go to the chat before we completely close up shop and end this post-game show for tonight. So let's go to the chat, gang, real quick. Carl says, we have 2 of the best bench three-point shooters in the league in Payne and Deuce. Now, soon as we get Shamet, we're going to look scary from our 3 right off the bench. Listen, Carl, I agree with that as well. Give me a second. For anybody who's new to the stream, if you didn't catch it, when you look at the the starters and the bench today. With Deuce McBride, he was 5 of 7 from 3 today. 5 of 7 from three-point land, coming off for a bench, playing 26 minutes. Obviously, Campaign coming off for a bench as well, too. He played 19 minutes. That's your backcourt for the bench right now. And as far as backcourts go for the bench, I mean, I don't think, I'm not going to say this disrespectfully, but I think we all see it, right? I'm not the only one. The defense in the second quarter was miles better than the defense in the first quarter. Who was playing in that second quarter? Campaign, Deuce McBride. We also saw Karl-Anthony Towns and Josh Hart. And I believe OG Anunoby's part of that lineup as well, too. So we had all those players in that lineup. That's that lineup. That lineup right there is extremely aggressive on defense, and they can go with the best of them. Sometimes it's not even OG. Sometimes it's Mikal in that lineup. But Mikal can also play that role as well, too, because on defense, he is very good, especially when he's locked in. So I don't mind that lineup as well. You can see that lineup defensively, they go after it. They defend very well, but they're also capable of making shots. Deuce and Campaign, they can make three-point shots as well, too. They're just as dangerous, but they play very good defense. They get into the passing lane. They're very annoying players to play against. I can't deny it. If you're going up against Deuce McBride, he is always in your face, trying to go after the ball. Same thing for Campaign, trying to either get a foul, he's trying to make you get a foul, trying to make sure you hit him so you get an offensive foul, whatever the case may be. He tries to bait you a lot. That's what Campaign does very, very well. And you got to appreciate it when he's on your team. When he's not on your team, you kind of hate him and everything he's about. We all remember that because last year he was part of the 76ers, and I'm sure we all really didn't like him too much. But now with the Knicks, I mean, everything's forgiven at this point. Everybody loves him at this point. Let's see. A couple more comments here, and then we're going to probably close up shop, depending on what you guys have to say. Yuri says, we sent the message to the league. We are not the same since 2015, 2016. We are not the team that goes on a 20-game losing streak. We aren't coached by Fizdale. We are grit. We are the Knicks. I love that statement. Love that comment. The Real Django, another moderator and another member, says Cam is the man. Can't really deny that, brothers. Michael Drake says, Big Troy, what a win. Deuce was money. Deuce was fire. 5 of 7 from 3. Amazing. Nothing I can say about that. Dovid says, question, Troy. Do you think the Knicks have the ability with the roster right now to win both the NBA Cup and the NBA Championship? Or do they still need to be fully healthy? Thoughts? Good question. For the NBA Cup, we have a chance to win it all. We have a chance to win it all for the NBA Cup. When it comes to the NBA Finals, and maybe some people are not going to like this answer, I think we have the talent to go all the way to the NBA Finals. I don't think we have the chemistry established yet to go all the way there, though. Now, I could be wrong. They could work on that. It could all come together very nicely come the end of the season. And I hope that's the case. I want it to be the case. But the chemistry right now, just of what I've seen, it looks good. It's going to get better. But with any new team, you need about a year to kind of polish it, right? To kind of make it as good as it possibly can be before you can kind of build on top of it. That's what I'm seeing right now from the Knicks. But how gifted they are with the players they have and all the offensive threats they have, I would not put it past them that they'd be able to get all the way to the NBA Finals this year as well, too. It's going to be a little bit of luck involved there. But if they continue to play like this, anything is possible. You play defense like this and offense like this, you'll be able to knock out any team. So I wouldn't put it past them. Good question, though. James says, I love Cat's competitiveness this game. Soft label deactivated. James, I have to agree with you as well, too. That soft label is probably gone now. Remember, guys, he had the soft label because he wouldn't take a lot of contact inside. That was the biggest gripe against him when he was with That was the biggest gripe when he was with Minnesota, right? He was not able to take contact a lot. He settled for the three a lot. He would take that three-point shot a lot, not really drive inside. Now with the Knicks, that's not really the narrative anymore, is it? That's all they're doing. Driving inside, attacking inside. He's doing that more than he's shooting threes. That's pretty impressive. Let's see here. Ron Mill says, I feel the refs are one-sided and it's against the Knicks. What do you think? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do we have to all watch the play again? Mo Wagner clearly nearly uppercuts Karl-Anthony Towns, right? Towns looks at the referee, makes his play, hits a fadeaway, and still makes the basket to go. The foul calls this year are atrocious. And it's atrocious against us because the other way around, they're calling that foul. If Towns makes that move, they call it on Towns. But against Mo Wagner, because it's Mo Wagner, he doesn't get the call. It's not a foul because he's a little bit weaker and Towns is a little bit stronger. So you're penalizing Towns for being strong and being able to take the contact well. He shouldn't have to take the contact. Call the foul. It's obvious. It's goodness, man. Michael Drake says, Troy, too many weapons in the playoffs. Who's going to stop us? Let me think about that. No one. No one. Easy, right? Nobody. Stop this team the way we look tonight? Good luck. Good luck. Carl Knight says, Wagner stated that Brunson and Cat's pick and roll was pretty much unguardable for them. The crazy part is, count how many times they ran that pick and roll. They didn't run it that much. But why did it cause them issues? I said it in the beginning. They didn't have to run it as much as they faked it. They abused the fake on that Cat pick and roll. Every time Jalen saw Cat, he would look at him. All he had to do was give him a look. And that's all the defenses needed to say, oh, he's going to pass the ball there. He didn't have to pass the ball there, though. He either took the shot himself, passed it to an open cutter, or passed it to an open player in the wing. Jalen Brunson this year has 3 options. Last year, he had 1, attack. This year, attack, Towns, open cutter. Oh, it's actually 4, an open shooter in the wing. 4 options. 4. He might be able to give you 5. What if he wants to change it up and then attack on the different side of the court, which he can probably do as well? Jalen can do all of that now because of all the players he's playing on the court with. Towns, the ability of Towns to drive like that, to shoot like that, to move like that. Jalen Brunson is probably having the best basketball time of his entire career because the shots for him must be so easy at times. Not all the time because he gets double teamed every single game. But this game, did the double teams even matter? He broke down the Magic. And maybe a little spoiler alert here, a little note. Just for the Orlando Magic, when we see you guys again. Caldwell Pope, probably a great guy. Shoots the 3 ball very well. You know, probably a very good guy, right? Please don't put him on Jalen Brunson again. Please don't do that. I mean, if you want to see somebody get cooked and cooked all night, nearly have his ankle stolen from him, then you'll put him on Jalen Brunson. But if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to see this man get cooked, then please don't put Caldwell Pope on Brunson. Please don't do that because all night long, this man was struggling. He couldn't stay in front of him, couldn't stop him, couldn't slow him down, even some resistance, anything. Couldn't do it. Didn't matter. One last comment, and then we're done for tonight's post-game show. We're going to give that comment to Easy On Him TV. And he says, real Knicks fans watch the games on MSG. Shaq is a real hater, shaking my head. Thank you for that. I'm about to go watch that, actually, because I missed that. I always miss it, but I always catch it on YouTube or I watch the replay back afterwards. I didn't watch the TNT broadcast tonight because Reggie Miller was calling that, and there is no way on this planet I would watch Reggie Miller call a game for the Knicks when Mike Breen and Walt Clyde Frazier on MSG. That's a no-brainer. Almost automatic. I didn't even have to think about it. I didn't even have to switch. I don't care about TNT and anything that they're doing. The only thing that matters for me with that is that we're on national TV. That's all. And if that matters to anybody else, cool. But that's what matters to me, because that means globally, everybody's watching. So you have to make a statement in a game where everybody needed to see something from us, needed to see what we're about, maybe had some question marks on who the Knicks were, what our identity was. They don't have any questions anymore. The Knicks are a team offensively that are going to destroy you, shoot you out. We're going to move the ball, move ourselves, and get everybody involved. And that's going to make your defense scramble. On the other side of the ball, our defense is starting to get better. And as we get healthier, it's going to get even better than that. And if it gets better than that and maybe gets up to league average, maybe, just maybe, we can become a team with a deadly force in terms of offense and defense. Slowly, each and every night, especially like this, against games against Orlando, against the Pelicans, you can see small glimpses of what this Knicks team can look like when everything comes together, when the chemistry's there and we're fully locked in. This is what gets me hype, because this team is likely the team we're going to see come the playoffs, because the team that we're seeing small glimpses of, they're going to have that chemistry worked out and completed, I believe, at the very least, by the postseason. It may not be 100%. That's likely going to take more time, but it's going to be good enough to give a lot of teams a lot of problems. Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are already proving they're one of the best duos in the entire NBA. And games like tonight already prove it. Shout out to our stars. Shout out to our team, because more than anything else, the reason this game was won was because of team defense, team passing, team scoring, and team effort. We don't win without utilizing our team. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau. And honestly, shout out to all of you guys for joining this stream, tuning in with me, and hearing all of my thoughts about the game, what I felt about it, and exactly how the Knicks dominated and destroyed the best defensive team in the NBA. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, let me know in the comments, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the playback. Let me know, what things did you like about tonight's game? What did you not like about tonight's game? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.